In a small town, bordered by dense woods and shadows of memory, lived a man named David. He had always been a quiet and reserved individual, the kind that faded into the background at social gatherings. Most knew him as the caretaker of the town's old cemetery, a role he had inherited from his father. David had developed an unusual bond with the graveyard, often speaking to the weathered tombstones as if they held secrets of a vanished world. He spent countless hours tending to the meticulously kept grounds, ensuring that each plot was cared for with the utmost respect. The townsfolk considered him a part of the lore, the man who knew the dead better than the living. One autumn evening, as leaves painted the ground in hues of blood and fire, David stumbled upon a neglected corner of the cemetery. A crumbling stone wall had obscured it from view, and behind it lay a series of unmarked graves. Curiosity prickled his senses. He could not recall anyone ever discussing this section. The air turned heavy, as if it had absorbed the weight of untold stories. His heart raced as he knelt before the first grave. With trembling hands, he brushed away the dead leaves to uncover a name: Eliza Winters, a woman who had mysteriously disappeared from the town nearly a century ago. David felt an eerie chill dance up his spine. The tales surrounding Eliza's vanishing were steeped in rumors of a dark curse that had plagued her family for generations. That night, David found it impossible to shake off the shadows of suspicion that lingered in his mind. He researched Eliza's story, digging through period newspapers and town records. One article spoke of strange occurrences surrounding her last known days, whispers of something lurking in the woods, of flickering lights and soft cries echoing in the night. Weeks passed, and David became increasingly drawn to the mysterious aura of the unmarked graves. He would often return to that secluded corner, whispering soft prayers for the forgotten souls. As he did, he noticed odd things: shadows that danced in his periphery, disembodied whispers carried by the wind, and an overwhelming feeling that he was being watched. One night, determined to uncover the truth, David set up a makeshift camp at the graveyard. He brought along a lantern, notebooks, and a tape recorder, ready to document whatever he discovered. As darkness enveloped him, he felt a familiar chill skimming the air, and the atmosphere thickened with a palpable sense of foreboding. Around midnight, the lantern flickered violently. The wind died down, plunging him into an ominous silence. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath him. With trembling fingers, he aimed the tape recorder toward the unmarked graves and began to ask questions, though deep inside, he feared what might answer. "Who is here with me?" David asked, his voice barely above a whisper. At first, there was only silence. The tension was consuming him when, suddenly, the tape crackled. A voice slithered out of the recorder, soft yet menacing. "David." His breath hitched in his throat. The voice was unmistakably female, hauntingly familiar. "David, help me." His heart raced. It was Eliza. The story of her ghost had circulated for generations, but he never believed it could be real. "Where are you?" he managed to stammer. "Beneath the whispers," she replied, her voice echoing on the recording.